specifically how air resistance affects airplanes. We're going to be going over using simulations, and we're also going to be using an actual game from Roblox to show this in context. So this is kind of like a lab. So this is a good DIY lab that you guys can take a look at. So let's take a look at that. So we're gonna be playing a game called. So shout out to Orange12345 for making this. This game is called. This is called Pilot Flight Training Simulator from Roblox. It's a very popular game. It's a really good game to play, especially. So we're gonna be going over four specific types of planes. I'm gonna go over MD 8090 planes, Boeing's planes. We're gonna go over Airbus planes, and we're gonna be going over biplanes. So not only that, we're gonna be doing that. We're also going to be exploring using simulations from here. We're going to be going over specific simulations on aerodynamics with NASA. The Glenn Research Center has made simulations with aerodynamics and a lot of things regarding with air stuff. So we can have aerodynamics, airflow, atmosphere, etc. We have a lot of things to cover here, but I'm not going to go over all these in this video. We're just going to be going over the specific major ones I want to show you guys. It is a stormy night, you can see in the game, so don't worry. So we're going to be going over, the student airfoil interactive, the flaps and slats. We're also going to see density, kind of seeing how that's going to play out. We'll take a look into these three interactive ones here: fluid, aircraft force, velocity, effects, maybe a bit of pitch, spoilers, rudder for sure, biplanes. We'll see if any of these kind of sub-factors. But yeah, we're going to take a look at this on moon geometry. We'll take a look at this. We're going to go over some of these. So let's take a look at this. I'll give you guys the link as well. And to those coders and to those who love to code, who knows how to code, who loves to do software as well, some of these simulations are run by Java, JavaScript, and these simulations are really good to do that. So yeah, this is really cool. My goal sometime one day is to do some coding. I'm really interested in computer science as well. So I'll just see if I can study computer science here and there. See if I can get good in coding. So yeah, I'll do my best, and yeah. Let's take a look at some of these interactives. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good. Hope you guys are having a good day as well. I'm having a good day as well. So yeah, let's take a look into these. Let's have some fun. So let's take a look into the student airfoil interactive here. You can see here that we have angle degree, chamber, chord, thick chord. Yeah, we'll go over these. So essentially, how airfoil essentially works. This is essentially the object where all the air is kind of passing into it. We have the thickness, we have the chamber line, we have the chord line, the leading edge of the object, and we have the mean chamber line. We have the trailing edge, which is essentially where the drag is essentially associated with, and the chord, C, is a distance of the object, or I would say how much air is essentially encapsulated with the object itself. So C is essentially the distance. Keep in mind that the airfoil is not always linear, it's always a curved shape because the air is essentially kind of going around the object, so it's essentially much more circular, if that makes sense. Air is not straight, it depends on the object really. So yeah, different, because I showed you guys as well, the different types of airfoils. Those kind of airfoils, like the specific induced drag, those kind of drags, those kind of play in a lot of factors with air resistance kind of play in. Usually air resistance we talk about drag, so keep in mind about that. So yeah, we can see here, let's take a look into this. By default, this is what it looks like. We have drag being greater than the lift. If it's symmetric, we can see that it essentially more looks so like an ellipse. We can see that the airfoils are kind of the same, but you can see the drag is essentially, higher than the lift. If it's a high camber, remember, just camber is essentially this line that's like in between, the chord line and the outer edge of the first airfoil. This part. So yeah, why did it become so silent? Oh, okay, the engines are off. Okay. So yeah. We also have symmetric, that's there. We have high camber, we can see that the lift is greater than the drag. Flat plate. You can see here that the dots are more in, so it's fully curved. You have the flat bottom, this is where lift is greater than the drag. Negative camber. Lift is way lower than the drag, and we see that it's going way down the ellipse. Typical ellipse, drag greater than the lift. And curve plate. This is how it looks like. These parameters over here, you can see. Notice that. Actually, let's take a look into this. These are the airfoil shapes. If you see that the angle degree, if you increase the angle degree, we can see that the lift and the drag is going to the drag is going to decrease if you go down, and the lift as well. But if you increase it, they both are going to go up. If the camber decreases, it kind of shows that the drag is going to be higher than the lift. If you decrease the camber. Thickness of the chord is essentially where Doesn't really do anything too much. I think it depends. Yeah, it depends on which one you use. So you can see here that the drag will essentially, like, there's like no lift, practically. But you can see that when the thickness of the cord, it will, if you go decrease the percentage of it, it's going to become a straight line. If it goes up, it will become a full ellipse. We have lift, this is essentially, and we have drag, we have coefficient of lift and coefficient of drag, because the lift equation has these coefficients to make sure things work smoothly and perfect. So yeah, the units we're going to use are metric, so this is newtons, because a lot of these are measured in newtons. L and D ratio is probably with the length of the cord and all that kind of stuff, so that's kind of cool to see as well. And yeah, geometry, you can see how the upper and lower surface interact. And yeah, we also have analysis, how we can see if we have an ideal flow, you can see that if it's a stall, 275 if it's symmetrical. If it's symmetric, the airfoil, you can see that the drag is greater, way greater than the lift. You can turn certain parameters off and on, so yeah. If it's moving, if it's streamlined, this is streamlined. If it's moving, the air, once it passes through, it's going to go like that. And yeah, if it freezes, it stops. This is a 3D view of really what it looks like. You can see that the airflow is kind of doing its thing, right? It's 2D, this is 2D. This is oh gosh, I think I downloaded the CSV file. Hold on. Let's just see what it is. Oh no. Oh great, I just installed the table data. Okay, well that's fun. Alright, so let's see here. So yeah, this is just like a nice little table data that I just exported. So yeah, this is the airfoil coordinates. You can see upper surface, these ratios, you know, the P, this is the velocity, I believe, at certain coordinates of, you know, the surface that you're at. So yeah, this is really cool. I like it. It's very nice. This is why people should code. It's really fun too. It's very fun too, these like simulators. It's very good to see these things kind of measure. But yeah, enough of my yapping. Let's take a look at the very first plane. We're going to go over. I want to see an MD-90 maybe. I don't know. Let's see what we got. I'm going to go over the airliners for this one. So yeah, we're going to see the MD-90. The MD-90 was introduced way back then. So let's just put this in the runway first, and let's see. We'll yap about the plane. Don't worry. We'll talk about the plane. So, before we do anything. Oh my gosh, guys! That plane right there. This plane right here. This is the Concorde. The Concorde was such a good plane back in the 2000s and the 1990s, and this plane, essentially, this plane was a very popular plane. It was known as one of the most fastest planes for passengers. It goes up to like 450 knots. And Air France used it a lot in this time period, which is very cool. Until there was an accident, and it got discontinued afterwards because we didn't really want the plane anymore. We kind of like ditched it. So yeah, for those who are expert enthusiasts, they would love to know about that. So yeah, this is essentially what an MD-90 looks like, an MD-90. The MD-90 and the MD-80s were introduced in the 1980s. It was discontinued somewhere between 2000 and 2010s. Not a lot of people use it. Oh wait, I think it does still use it nowadays. I think Delta uses it a lot now. But yeah, this plane is really popular. A lot of the time, I think the major accidents that happened was like back in the 1990s. Like Alaska Airlines was very famous for using this until, like, you know, a lot of problems with the grease of the plane. This plane had very much of a grease problem, specifically in the tail section. There were times where the grease were not checked, and a lot of the flaps, they retract. This plane has about 4 different flaps. You can see we have 1, 2, and 3. We have 4 different flaps in this plane, and the engines are more in the back. It's a long plane, so yeah. Don't take this into a sus context, but yeah, this is a really good plane. We have the fire extinguishers and all that, so yeah. Let's take a look and where we want to go. So, you can see here that we're way early in the runway, which is very good. Oh, and I hit the perk. Let's hit the perk, guys. Oh no, my notes. I can't do that notes. Hold on. Alright, let's hit the perk, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the plane. We're gonna hit the perk. Let's go. So what we're gonna do with the engines on, full throttle, and let's go. Let's go. Oh yeah, make sure to put your seatbelts on, guys. Guys, guys, you asked me how to be a pilot, bro. I'm literally gonna get sued for liability for, like, passengers, like, bro. Yeah, don't touch me, bro. Anyways, let's put the gear up. Okay, now we're gonna fly this plane to Perth. For those who don't know, there's a lot of copyright issues that should be that the owner had to maintain, so we completely understand that. And yeah, You know, so that way, you know, like, actual companies don't, you know, sue them. So yeah. But you know, this is an Americano plane, hence quote unquote American Airlines. But yeah, this is really popular. This branding, like the way that it was showed, it was like a silver tube back in the 2000s and 1990s. It was like a tube kind of shape. So yeah, this gives back way many memories. Yeah. So yeah, let's fly the plane. So if I'll just show you guys some parameters of really how the plane works. We can literally like steer the plane, you know, in certain directions. We want to hit the curve, so let's just like do that. Typically, there's an air traffic controller, and I think I violated that completely. Oh no, there's none. What the heck? We don't need it. I'm gonna sue. Oh wow, that's thank gosh, I don't know what's going on. It's okay. Anybody on APC radio? Yeah, I want an APC radio, guys. I want that. I need that. So yeah, anyways. Let's fly the plane. So, I just want to show you guys specific cool things about this. If you twist the flaps, the knots decrease. If you pull back, you can retract the flaps. Right? There's 3 flaps. If you want to, it's 3 degrees. If you want to pull back the plane, it will essentially decrease the knots completely. Your throttle doesn't go completely down. The fuel will essentially be, like, decreases a lot. We have a specific altitude right here. We can stay at altitude. We can be on cruising mode, or we can also be, I believe, there's a specific button you need to press. Let me just check that really quickly. Oh yeah, altitude. Yes, you have to press altitude. When I get stuck in that, you have to press button. I'm on stall, guys. Yeah, so apparently, if you're at a specific stall point, right, or a specific knot that it's supposed to be, it's typically around 98, like 160, 150, I believe. But that's really where it's at. So it's going to shoot you pretty clear with altitude. Yeah, I think I'd probably scare these passengers. There's no passengers on this plane, but I'll still get sued if I don't fix the plane. So let's just like get this out of the sun. Okay, so if you want to put this at a specific altitude, it will essentially run, but it will essentially move slow. So yeah, let's like see if we can put this to perf. But yeah, you can see the airfoil's kind of doing that. So while that's going, let's take a look at another simulator. So we also have other cool, you know, stuff as well. We have, you know, let's see here. I want to go to, let's see. I want to do these kind of manually. Let's do this one. Density impact. What's this called? Density effects interactive. So lift and drag, you know, moving fluids and whatnot, second law of motion is integrated in here. So we can see here, let's see if the simulation works. You can see that the airflow is kind of doing its thing at a specific altitude. Let's just say, I don't know, right now we're at 4,000 feet. Yeah. If we're at 4,000 feet, we can see that, you know, lift right now typically at altitude. Right now, this is where it's at. Alright. Let's see if I can slide this right now. Oh, you can see that if I'm at 4,000, right? At 4,000, you're going to be like at here. The lift is going to be like a lot higher than I thought. So yeah, that's kind of bad. But yeah, density is at 20.727. There's a ratio between the altitude that you're at versus lift. You can see that the altitude and the density you can see here as well. Density is linear in this case. Altitude is more so exponential. Well, it's exponentially decaying. If it's at Mars, we're not at Mars. This ain't Elon Musk. We're not doing that. We're not at Mars. If it was at Mars, that's kind of what it would look like. But we're not at Mars. The density is like 10,000. It's like 1/10 of it. So yeah. We have newtons. This is really what I want. The newtons part. So yeah. Very cool. This is a good density effects and variety to kind of see here. And we also have flaps. The flaps and lifts of a wing. Let's take a look at the simulation really quickly. Let's just wait for it to load really quickly. This is very cool. You can see that if you have flaps and slats, you can have it retract fully. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 flaps. We have partial. Partial right here. This is partial. Well, wait, retract doesn't mean the flaps are not working, but if you have the partial, these two flaps will essentially work. And you have the full. This is the full where the whole flap down. Oh, I'm sorry. These are not flaps. These are flaps. These are flaps. They're going specifically down at a full angle. So, yeah. It's very cool. We also have, let's see here, for today, we got 3 other interactive. I'm going to make sure I'm off because I'm not. Oh, right on cue. We're at Perth, guys. Let's land the plane. Let's do it. Oh, wait, no. What was that control again? Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do it. What the heck is that? Wait, what? Oh dear, this is terrible. Oh, and then also, so guys, apparently if you descend the plane, it will essentially increase the knots because like the air is kind of going in your direction. The air is in your favor. That's not good. So we gotta get that plane back in the air. Let's just like let's land it. There's some Coast Guard stations too. Very cool. Yeah, let's land it. Yeah, land it. Come on. And it'll descend itself. Don't worry. I'm not gonna do anything. Don't worry about it. Let's see here. Fluid dynamics. Let's take a look at this one. Oh yeah, this is like something I showed you guys really the relationship between lift and stall. Angle of attack. The greater the angle, there's a greater the lift. Oh gosh. Greater the angle, the greater the lift. Okay. Greater the angle, the greater the lift. And yeah, for larger angles, the lift relation is complex. But if it's at small angles, lift is related to the angle. You see there's a flight path, chord, stall, lifts, attached. These are very cool. If you increase the angle of attack, you increase the lift. There's a lot of things here that you can take a look at here. The lift coefficient equation, coefficient lift is equal to 2 times the pi times that by A, I believe. I'm not sure what A is. I think A is there's a lot of equations here. Oh, angle of attack. Yeah, angle of attack of a plane. 2 times pi, I believe. Part of it's probably related to the circumference, I believe. So, yeah. Pi radians, we convert that to 180 degrees. And yeah. Some really good equations here. We can see there's another, simulator here that shows the experiment really, if you want to set it at a certain angle. Let's say I want to put this at like 67 degrees. Don't explain to me why that's the case. Well, actually, we can just set it up like that. The angle degree can go like, 19. You can see that the airflow is going that direction. A lot of it's going downwards. If it goes way down, this is going to go up, this is going to go down. Wait, what the heck? Did I? Oh, yeah, I didn't land the plane. I didn't land the plane. So I didn't pay attention, guys. I didn't land the plane. Passengers, emergency situation. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to put this on radio. Wait. No one's even on the radio. Guys, y'all know how to swim, right? Y'all know how to swim? Yeah? Y'all know how to swim? Y'all know how to swim? I don't think the water gonna go up. Thank goodness. Okay. All right, guys. Let's get out of here. I don't know what I'm saying, but let's get out of here, guys. Let's swim. Let's swim. Ditch the plane. Ditch the plane, guys. Ditch the plane. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Americano Airlines. I literally... Wait, how far was I at anyways? Oh, I went way off course. That's terrible. Oh, look at that. There's another plane right there. It's a nice plane. Wait, can I zoom in? Wait, where's that plane at? Where's that plane? I want to see that plane. Where's that plane at? Oh, look at that. I want to see that plane. Let me see that plane. I want to see that plane. Wait, hold on. Where's that plane at? Wait, why is it heading towards me? Ayo, what? Ayo, what? Oh, hi there. Yo, save me. Please, I have kids. No! Oh, hi. Yo, save me. Wait, how are you going to save me? That's a very good question. He'll figure that out. Bro, please. You can save me. Wait, is he going to save me? Oh my gosh. Someone going to save me. Let's go. I'm so happy. Someone going to save me so much. Alright, so while he does that... Oh no! It despawned! Okay. Anyways, now let's take a look. So yeah, you can see the angle degree, and you can see that the relation here is kind of there. Yeah, you can see this is more like linear, then it goes into like a parabola kind of situation. I think if you put this in newtons, it does the same thing as well. So yeah. Yeah, so those are really cool. Let's take a look into another one of these simulators. Aircraft Force, why not? Oh, this is nice. Okay, let's take a look at this really quickly. Hold on. I'm just gonna go to Tokyo. Because like there's a lot of planes in the international ones. The international ones here are Perth. I don't know what the other ones were. What were they? Oh, Greater Rockport and what's it called? Oh, Tokyo. Yes, orangey. Those are really, really good. So yeah. So let's take a look into these. Just give me 1 second. I'm just like right now kind of like processing everything. Okay. So now time for another plane, guys. Now we're gonna do the Airbuses. And let's do a big plane. I wanna see this plane. Let's do... I've never seen this one. Let's do Air Canada. I want to do this one. Alright, so we're just going to turn the plane, because yeah. Alright, so like, I did not expect the plane to do that. Okay. Oh, so I completely underestimated the plane. This plane is long as hell. Okay. This thing is long, bro. Okay. No! Please! Please, come on. Please, 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 please. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Whoa. Well, I'm going off the air, guys. Alright, well, off to the air I go. And it's dark. I can see that the altitude's there. And right now I'm kind of going down. Go up, go up, go up, go up, go up, go up. Oh my gosh, this thing is really huge. Anyways. Oh, for those who want to see the exterior of the planes, it's like a lot of seats. So yeah. The more seats, the more liability, which is not good. And I gotta take the responsibility. The responsibility of these passengers are on our shoulders. And the company's shoulders. So yeah. So while that's happening, we're gonna head. Let's head to Southampton. Let's head there. I wanna go there. Anyways, let's see if this loads. Yay! It loads. Okay, let's zoom in. Yeah, you can see that. It's like an airfoil out there. So if you put this in a ellipse, you can put this in a cylinder, you can put this in a plate, you can put this in a ball. You can see that. You have an airfoil right here. You can see this high chamber, this, that, that. You see, so it's symmetric. You can see that there's an upper and there is a lower. There's a lower one too. You see there's negative chamber. This is kind of the relationship it shows. This is like it goes in a specific way. Press PSL. This is the chord relationship. You can see this is free streamline, by the way, and it's moving. It's moving as well. This is moving. This is frozen stuff over here. And you see the streamline over here. So yeah, curves, flat bottoms. This is essentially, I believe, I don't know what this is already. I completely forgot. What is this one? This is aircraft. This is the aircraft force, I mean, right? Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Yep, sounds good. Okay. So while that's happening, so that's kind of doing its thing. Yeah, you can see the thickness of the chord. You can see that if you increase the thickness of the chord, this thing kind of goes down. Chamber kind of goes like way big if it goes increases. This is because it goes by itself. It goes really thin. This goes up. Oh yeah, and the wing is stalled. Apparently, if you increase the angle of the rear, yeah, the wing stalls. And then you can see the gauges, the lift, how much lift and how much drag it is in pounds. You can put this in maintenance as well, I believe. This is like the plot. You can put this in velocity. Well, the wing is kind of sluggish, so that's the velocity of the chord. Generation, the coordinate system where you're at. Size. I can increase the size if I want. Flight. Speed goes way up. Let's say the altitude is way up. Yeah, you can see here because the gauge system there too. You can see how much pressure, velocity, PSL is there. And yeah, data over here. There's some good data over here that you can see here how what the plane is at right now. So that's really cool. Yeah, so apparently we just tested some random parameters here. You can see here the camber is this, thickness is that, chord is that. So yeah, this is a really good like full-on simulation of really all the parameters kind of going together. I think this is one of the most critical ones that you guys take a look at. The main one is right here. This is the airfoil force, aircraft force, how the forces kind of go together. It's really, really good. It's a very, very good one here. You can see you can analyze temperature here too. Temperature kind of makes a difference here. There's a camera for that too. Yeah, that's cool. There's the velocity effects too. I completely underestimated a lot of these. But yeah, that's really, really cool. That's another lab that's very, very cool to kind of introduce. I'll have a separate video on aircraft force. I think I should do a separate video on aircraft force. I think that might be very fun to kind of take a look at. Velocity effects. Let's take a look at velocity effects. I think we can land now, right? Yeah, we should probably land now. Yeah, I think we're probably there. We're at 13,000 feet, right? Okay, so we'll just descend the plane. I think we're already at Southampton, right? So it's just like land the plane. Alright, so we're just gonna like land that plane. Landing time. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to land the plane. Just don't worry about the knots. The knots are just gonna do its thing. I think we're already there. I think we're probably there. Right? And the disc is gonna do its thing. And it's gonna do its thing. It'll do its thing. Don't worry. We're already there at Southampton. I just know. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not being snobby, I'm not being braggy. I'm just, fulfilling a sense of responsibility to get these passengers home. Oh, and you can see that there's 4 flaps here because there's a lot. This thing's a lot bigger, so there's a lot more down. Very cool. Anyways, yeah, this is the velocity. You can see we have force, lift, drag, constant times v squared, constant times v squared, constant times v squared. Double velocity, quadruple drag, double velocity, quadruple lift. And yeah, aerodynamic force is related to the square of velocity. So that's really cool. This is the speed, I think, as well. You can see that there's lift. The more you increase it, I believe, it goes up. Lift goes up, speed goes up. If it goes down, it will go exponentially downwards. That's kind of what we're seeing in this graph specifically. We have some other simulations here that are really, really cool. Let's see. Effective size on the code. Where are we? Okay, so we're probably just, let's just look at it. I think we should probably land it. We're probably there. Why is there land? Wait, isn't that... Wait, what? Wait a minute. Wait, where are we right now? Wait, why is there no land? Huh? Wait, I'm starting to comprehend it. Isn't this Southampton? Oh, that is not Southampton! Oh, wait. Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. I completely underestimated the distance. That didn't go so well. That's completely fine. We'll do some more planes, but yeah. Here's the effective size on lift. This is another simulator that's very cool. You can see that lift is directly related to the surface area of the plane. And yeah, the area, the wing area. You can see here, the L is the lift. There's slats, flaps. L is equal to constant times the A, which is the wing area. The lift is essentially equal to the more area there is, double the area equals double the lift. So that's really, really cool for these airplane kind of scenarios. And you can see here that you can test these parameters as well. If it's an ellipse, typically in our cases it's just airfoil. So if you increase the angular degree here, you can see that the lift will essentially increase in pounds. And if I'll put this in newtons, this is the Newton graph. You can see that really, really cool. Very nice. So yeah, it goes up to the zero metrics and metrics from 0 to 10. This is the flap, the lift. And yeah, you can see that this is how the speed is going. This is the flow is going in this direction, which is very, very cool. Yes, sir. Alrighty, let's take a look at another one of these simulations, I think. Let's take a look at one of these more simulations. I want to see some more of these. We have like about 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go over these 4. And this one as well. I think this is a bit important. Yeah, this is a bit important. Let's do that. Yeah. Let's take a look at these. Yeah, let's take a look at these. And also wing geometry. I want to see your wing geometry too. Yeah, these are very, very important. Let's take a look at wing geometry. This is just terminology, really, how wing geometry works. So really, this is like how the wing geometry works. We have this wing platform. This is the distance of the chord. And we can see here that there's also, oh goodness. So yeah, you can see here that there is, the distance with the chord. This is the distance from span, the span of the, how big the wing is essentially. Center line is right here. The wing area is A. We have the trailing edge, top view, leading edge is right there. Airfoil, this is what we talked about. And we have the angle of really where the angles of essentially the airfoil is located at. You can see, so this is like the airfoil itself here, the circle part. But I believe these are the tips of the wings. This is essentially how the wing would work. This is the plane, the front view. This is like, I believe, the pivot of the plane, the center of the top part. This is the dihedral angles. This is a symmetric airfoil we can see here. But yeah, how we measure wing geometries is specifically this calculation right here. This is essentially the aspect ratio. This is AR, which is essentially for a rectangular wing platform. It's essentially S squared over A. I believe A is the wing area, the S is the span. So the span is the distance between from the trailing edge to the end of this plane. No. From the trailing edge to the leading edge is the chord. I believe this is the span of like the distance, the length of the whole wing. So yeah, you're dividing this by, you're squaring that, and you're dividing that by the wing area. Oh my goodness. AR is essentially equal to the S, the span, divided by the chord. So yeah, those are very nice. And yeah, it goes over the really cool stuff. Oh, and this is to study wing geometry. This is a nice little JavaScript application that people made, and yeah, this is really cool. You can see, you can zoom into this, you can press the ellipse, you can do all these fun, cool, smanchy danchy, nice stuff here. You can increase the camber line, you can do these very fun things. Ooh, look at that, it turned to a curve. That looks like a popsicle. You can see that the chord is increasing right here. Look at that, look at this, looks so nice. Look at that, it looks so nice. It goes up. Oh, I didn't even see that. Look, so you can see here in this graph, there's a double, scale, half, mean camber line. That's the mean camber line right there. Yeah, see that? Yeah, look at that. That's a nice little layout right there. So if you increase the thick line, well, the thick line is going to show itself. And the span and the chord is going to increase. The span, the chord is going to increase. The span is the same. The chord is going to increase. Well, if the chord directly, you increase it, then the whole thing will increase, right? Span is the same. If the span increases, it will go up. And if you zoom this out, which I will do, it is very big. So yeah, these are very cool. I think these are just imperial metric units. I think we usually use metric units, by the way. And yeah. So yeah, if you increase the chord and span directly, this will essentially impact itself. I believe the chord definitely impacts the whole size of this entire thing. The span, not so much with the airfoil here. The thickness does a bit of work. Yeah, a lot of this is essentially with the chord. Yeah, a lot of these parameters affect the chord. Yeah. This is a very nice simulator here as well. Yeah. Now let's see this one. So let's take a look at pitch. The pitch of the plane. Okay. Before we yap, let's do 2 more planes. Because I think I'm yapping a lot with simulators, and I'm trying to understand as well as you guys are with how planes work. I am so interested in planes as well. I love 3 things, guys. I love engineering, physics, and computer science. Those are very all 3 needed in life. And those are very fun. Genuinely speaking, they're really cool. Anyways, without further ado, let's take a look into the next plane I want to see. What do I want to see? I want to see a biplane. I want to see a biplane. Where is that? Because we're going to go over that, actually. Let's see. Oh, Wright brothers plane. This is the way back introduced in the 1990s. No, not even the 1990s. This is like 1901. This is like way old. But yeah. Let's see what it does here. We'll go over this. But yeah, let's go. Go! Fly! It goes really slow. It's still taxing. Let's go! Whee! Whee! I'm flying! Oh my gosh! I'm flying! I'm flying so high! Bro, it goes 25, bro. I mean, it makes sense because this is like one of the oldest planes that was introduced. Like when the Wright brothers introduced this in the 1900s. I'm still climbing. So if I go up, I'm assuming that the plane will like Damn, the fuel already goes low. Wow, I'm going 25 knots. Guys, I'm literally Nightwing. I'm literally, forget that. I am flocking with the turkeys. I am literally flying this plane. I'm gonna fly this. Let's see where we can fly this. Where's the nearest land? Oh, they're all far. You know what? Let's see if I can land this. Whee! Yay, I'm flying. Yay. Yay, I increased a knot. Can I pull back this plane? Yo, I can pull back the knot. Can I press gears? No, wait, is there any other controls I can do here? Wow, these are more limited than I expected. No, I'm gonna go up, please. 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 Please go up. Wait, what happens if I go land speed? Oh man, it just goes down automatically. It's not a bad plane. It's kind of bad, but it's really good too. I mean, the design was okay, but it looks pretty good though. This is the first model, it's really good. Yeah, so let's take a look at pitch interactive. So essentially in the pitch, the center of gravity is essentially pinpointed towards the airplane itself. L is the distance between the center of gravity towards the end of this plane. Elevator is essentially known with the pitch, and the horizontal stabilizer is essentially on the back of the plane. Back in the 2000s, in fact, it wasn't fun actually. I express my condolences as well. Back then, American Airlines 587, I think that was a plane that was very, very way back. Essentially, one of the pilots was very rough on the rudder, the horizontal stabilizer, and he was pushing the rudders very hard when he was stabilizing the plane because back then I think there was a plane that was already taxiing at LaGuardia, I believe. So no, it's not. I think it was at John F. Kennedy Airport, I believe. John F. Kennedy Airport, and essentially the plane was going on itself, and like there was a Boeing 747 that was up already, so already the pressure was kind of going into it, and he was pushing it very hard, the pilot, and essentially the horizontal stabilizer, the whole tail section of the plane just like ripped off. So then American Airlines, the person who was hired him, they thought the best idea was essentially to make sure this doesn't happen again. The FAA is going to they're going to essentially put restrictions on how pilots should be trained on managing rudder control. So yeah, that's like kind of a good history of really one of these planes that got into a disaster. I express my deepest condolences to those affected. A lot of us, in engineering, it's very, very critical that we start going over certain, mechanical faults, but we should also focus on really how we should move forward. But that we also have to understand that we have to be very careful with engineering itself because it could be deadly and careless mistakes could cost lives. So we should definitely take that as a precaution moving forward. Anyways, we have the downforce over here. This is the plane, and we also have the resulting motion that's kind of like around the plane center as well. The elevator stuff is here too. So yeah, T equals F times L. This is essentially the torque of the elevator. This is essentially the elevator, guys. We have torque equals full force times the distance, guys. And you can see if the elevator goes up, the plane would essentially go up. The elevator stuff is like in the back. Oh, and on second thought, I think the MD-80 I showed you guys, in the MD-90 I showed you, I think the back of that plane, I think this is the elevator pitch. My bad. My bad, guys. I'm still learning, too. Don't worry. I'm having fun, too, learning this. I hope you guys are also having fun learning this, too. So, yeah, that's a pitch. Let's take a look at the spoilers. Yeah, let's do that. And we're going to take a look at these simulators as well. Let's see. Unfortunately, the problem is that I can't really simulate with, data with this because the problem is that I don't have the actual data of really how, the specific environment that this game is in. This is digital, right? I could, one can code in this, right? But you need to understand how, the air kind of works, pressure and all that. Kilopascals and all that, and we can't really assume from a game, and it's really hard to kind of input these parameters. So yeah, just kind of showing you guys from a perspective lens. I'm just showing you a perspective lens in makeup scenarios, I guess. Anyways, let's take a look into the next two planes I want to take a look at. What were the other two planes I wanted to take a look at? We took a look at the MDs. We also took a look at Airbus as well. Let's take a look at the last plane that I want to go over. Did we go over the last plane? Yeah, we got over the Wright brothers plane. Yeah, we got over all these planes. Let's do one more. I really want to do one more. Should we do one more? Let's do one more, guys. Let's do a fighter jet, guys. Let's do it, guys. We all want to fly. We want a fighter jet, right? Let's do it. Let's go. I'm doing the F-15. I don't care. Let's do this. Full control. I'm gonna fly this thing. Let's go. Yo, rockets. Oh, we're gonna get sick with the 15, guys. Yo, this is like what the Army uses, by the way, guys. So yeah, for those who are curious. Yeah, so notice that the speed goes way up. It goes way up. And we're going up, guys. We're going up. We're gonna go high in the sky, guys. We're gonna increase the knot speed. Oh yes. Oh yes. We're going up in the sky. We're twirling. We're like dancing in the sky. We're like dancing in the sky. Look, we're going way fast. We're already at 450 miles per hour. It's not even like we're going really fast. If you put the rudder, it's not gonna slow down because the speed is really fast. Fighter jets are really, really fast in the missions. All the Army uses it as well. So, So yeah, the spoilers, you can see here that this is a bit different. We have drag on these parts of the plane. These are the spoilers. They essentially affect the drag. We also have the decreased lift. This is the F. The lift is essentially up. We have stab and deploy. The right spoiler is essentially deployment. The left spoiler is essentially stab and center gravity is there. This other motion is essentially around the center, around the front of the plane. Yeah, center gravity is so that the distance between the decreased lift and the center of gravity is essentially that distance right between the decreased lift and center of gravity. Yeah, so spoiler down. You see, these are the spoilers right here. If it goes up, yeah, it just goes up. That's kind of really what's there. Yeah, same shot. We have also rudders. I'm going to go to rudders too. See that? Before we do that, we're at 1630, guys. So I think if I go way down, I think this thing will go like mad 60. Yeah, it's that's kind of bad. And you can see here that the distance is right here. You can see like wow, it's kind of cool. I like it. It's kind of fun. All right, so you can see we can go around that. Let's see if I can see it. Wait, can I parachute? Wait, I can't parachute. Oh, that's terrible. So I can't parachute. Oh no, I died. There's making parachute in this game too, but yeah. Yeah, so let's take a look at the rudder interactive here. We can see that this is a bit different. We can see that the rudder interactive, the rudders are essentially, this is the vertical stabilizer. And we also have the side force, the rudder right here. And yeah, we have the resulting motion going around the wing. We have the distance between the center of gravity to the rudder is essentially associated with the rudder. Yes, sir, vertical stabilizer. And yeah, that's probably what happened in the American Airlines incident that happened. I'll just show you guys what happened here. So yeah, for those who don't know, this was very, very, yeah, you can see that the vertical stabilizer was found from this plane. The cause of the accident was the loss of control from the vertical stabilizer because there was a lot of excessive rudder input caused by pilot error. This was an Airbus 300, and the service was introduced back in the 1990s. It was pretty sad, but it was very sad. Yes, it was very sad, and I can't really. There's no words. There are no words of what happened there. I have no words. Yeah, I have no words. It's really, really upsetting to see this because you can see that it's moving down, and yeah, I have no words. This is very, very tragic in all counts, and yeah, notice that you can see here that and when this happened, right, essentially what happened here was that the plane was essentially at this direction. The flight path was supposed to go this direction. I think it was supposed to go to somewhere in the Caribbeans. No, it was supposed to go to the Dominican Republic. The flight path where this went, though, this is where it went according to the the events that happened. You can see that the ATC recording was started from here, and once it went turbulence, The turbulence happened around here. The winds were at 11 kts. And you can see here that while this was going on, we can see here that this is the crash point. What am I talking about? This is the start point, right? And this is where the planes were kind of doing it, right? This is where they were supposed to go. This is going to the Dominican Republic. This is Japan Airlines 47. This is the Boeing 747. This had a lot of more air pressure. It was supposed to go this direction to turn. This proceeded afterwards. The American 587. It turned. So the ATC recording was fine. Once it hit 9:15, there was wake turbulence, and then second wave turbulence. There was a leg input that was inputted from one of the pilots, and yeah, the rudder kind of there was a vertical stabilizer kind of disintegrated and got detached, and it crashed over here at Far Rockaway. So yeah, this is very, very sad. This is very sad, and yeah, look, this is one of the photos that was just like hours before the tragic incident happened. And yeah, you can see the vertical stabilizer is still there. The tail fin and the rudder is there. This is the crash site. Yeah, this is very, very tragic in all counts. And there's a memorial, yeah. At least now we're getting better with mechanical stuff. Hopefully this does not happen again, but yeah, let's all be careful. And yeah, hopefully, the FAA, a lot of the people, they're making sure that, these things don't happen again. So let's just hope for the best, guys. And yeah, let's take a look at one more of these. Let's take a look at this one. Effects of shape on lift interactive right here. The more turning on the trailing edge, which is essentially the drag point of the plane, there's more greater lift. If it is essentially included, this effect is used for stability and control of the airplane, included in the lift coefficient. So that's very cool to know. You can see the flow is going that way. If you slide, that's cool. Camber line, you can see that if you increase the camber line, you can see that the camber and chord lift is essentially linear. It's going up. And yeah, we'll put this in newtons. It's doing the same thing. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing as the similar ones as well as the other ones. So yeah, we've gone over a lot of simulators, I know. Let's take a look at one more. I want to see this one, modern lift equation. Yeah, this is the lift coefficient. Lift coefficient is actually 0.5 times the lift coefficient times that by, depending on what kind of metric unit you're using, depending on where you're at, times that by RHO times the velocity square times that by the A, which is essentially the wing area. This is essentially the RHO, isn't that air density? Yeah, that's air density, I believe. Yeah, this is air density, the density of the air typically. I think the density of, density of very generally speaking is 1.225, right? At sea level. Depends on where you're at. The atmosphere temperature, if you're at sea level or, dry air, depending on where you're at, what altitude you're at or where you're at, you would input that density and that coefficient lift, and yeah, you would find lift. This is what it shows here. You can see this is the aircraft, K, G, we're using K in this case. There's a hold area, hold speed. We have the hold area. The hold area is like this. Hold speed is like that. If you increase the speed, doesn't really do anything. It's kind of locked. Oh, look at that. So this would increase the angle degree. It would show that the airfoil is kind of like going that way. The flow is essentially, yeah, you can see that. The temperature does have an effect to some instance. The press PSI also does too. Air square does a lot of stuff here too. The air square, yeah, the air square feet, yeah. Speed, exponential. Area is by itself. It just is linear, but a bit much more slower than the angle, clearly. And yeah, put this in newtons, shows the same thing too. That's very, very cool. It's very, very interesting to see these things kind of work together at once. So yeah, these are all the simulators. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I've gone over a lot of simulators. We've done 4 planes. Yeah, in the next video, what I want to go over is specifically one of those specific simulators, and that's one of the airfoil simulators I want to go over. We'll just go over that specifically much more in depth. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys found this helpful. I hope you guys found some of my lecture.